Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Court with Harvin Counsel. Today's message that I want to bring to you is going to be titled Changing Your Mindset. Okay? Changing your mindset. Everybody wants to be successful, but everybody don't want to do what it's going to take to be successful. Okay? And that's true because if you look at the world right now, and if you look at it and see what's going on, you got a lot of people that aren't successful. All right. And they're not successful because they don't want to change their mindset. All right. And in order to get there, we got to change our mindset. And I know you guys have heard the quote over and over and over that if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over, you're going to keep getting the same result. And that equals what? Insanity. So we got to stop doing the same thing over and over and over that we've been doing. All right. We got to change our mindset if we want something different to happen. Okay. And there's a little statement that I like to talk about when it comes to changing the mindset. And in order to change the mindset, I talk about this thing that says, in order to change the mindset, it all starts at the root. Most people have a tendency to focus on the fruit instead of the root. And I'm going to explain that to you what I'm talking about because some of you may not be familiar with that concept, but most people in life focus on the fruit instead of the root. And it should be the other way around where we should be focusing on the root instead of the fruit in order to change our mindsets. And when I say focusing on the fruit instead of the root and that type of thing, when I say fruit, I'm talking about if you are running a company or if you're in a company, if you're working for a company or in sports or whatever, that fruit is the outcome. The fruit is the numbers, okay? The goals that you're shooting for, okay? Those type of things. All right. And what we've got to do is we got to stop focusing for those type of things. All right. Sometimes in a business, we got to have so many sales by the end of the month. We got to have so many units sold by the end of the month. Okay. So now we're focusing on that instead of focusing on the culture or the root that's going to change the problem. All right. So now when we look at that, I like to use the example of basketball with Coach John Wooden. He coached UCLA and won, I think maybe about 16 championships or something to that nature. I think he won about 8 in a row. But John Wooden's whole philosophy is that he was going to focus on the root and not the fruit. That means that he wouldn't focus on winning games. What he focused on was he focused on getting his players to another level, taking their skills and building their skills, because once he builds those skills in those individuals, now what happens is now the winning comes. You don't have to worry about the winning. When you go to the root of the problem, when you go down there where it all starts at, that's going to change the game for you. Okay? Instead of focusing on winning, let's focus on developing people. Let's focus on getting people to help change that mindset. But it's going to start at the root because that's where all the cultivating starts at. That's where the beginning starts at. And if you can get them at the beginning, all right, and if you can get yourself to that beginning and understand that it all starts there, I don't have to worry about the end results. I don't have to worry about winning games. I don't have to worry about meeting my sales quota because it's going to happen. All right, because I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on getting everybody together or getting this thing together at the bottom. And when you get it together at the bottom, okay, then you're going to make it to the top. Okay, and now check this out, that if you focus on the fruit and ignore the root, you know what's going to happen? That tree's going to die. Let me say that again. If you focus on the fruit and ignore the root, the tree is going to die. So if you out there trying to change your mindset, you've got to focus on the root of the situation. Why aren't you changing your mindset? Go back to the root. Cultivate that root. Find out what that is. All right. And then you can begin to change that mindset. Then you can take it up to another level. All right. But we're trying to put the cart before the horse. Okay. You can't do that. All right. You got to go back to that nurturing ground. Okay. And learn from there. Okay, I was talking to my people at work the other day about changing the culture, all right, in order to change our mindset about the way we were doing things. And this is the one thing that I talked to them about was that, you know what, as a people, we've got to start at the bottom. Okay, we can't be looking at numbers. We got to start at the bottom, and we got to get everybody on the same page, doing the same thing. Okay, and when you can get everybody on the same page doing the same thing, all right, you don't have to worry about the culture. You don't have to worry about the mindset. You don't have to worry about the things that you're shooting for, the goals that you're shooting for, because everybody's working together. And I said in one of my messages before about how much power you got when people come together, man. We can change things when people come together. But if you're going to change your mindset, okay, it starts at the root. Okay, it starts at the root. So you've got to go there and get it. All right, and it's all about the people. All right, it's all about relationships. It's all about building skills. Those are the things we're looking for. We're not looking for numbers right now. Okay, because once we get the root straightened out, the numbers will take care of itself. And the last thing I want to share with you is about everybody has two dogs inside of them. All right, you have a negative dog and a positive dog, and those two dogs are fighting each other every day. They're inside of you, and they're fighting every day. Who do you think is going to win that fight? Okay, I'm gonna tell you who's going to win that fight. The dog that you're feeding the most is going to win that fight. And you got a negative dog and you got a positive dog. So what dog are you feeding in your life? All right. If you're feeding the negative dog, guess what? All you're gonna have is negativity in your life. If you're feeding the positive dog, all you're gonna have is positivity in your life. So feed the positive dog, okay? Because that's what's gonna get you and help you change that mindset to get you to where you're trying to go. Okay, too many times we're focusing on the negative. We've always looked at the negative, man. We spend more time on the negative than we do on the positive. Sure, negative things are going to happen in our life, but you know what? You can always take a negative and turn it into a positive, man. All right, and that's the way you got to look at it. You got to look at it in that sense so it can help change your mindset. Okay, hopefully this has been a blessing to you. Hopefully you've understand what I've tried to bring to you about the fruit versus the root. So when you go out this week, have a great week. Focus on the root and not the fruit. God bless.